or and people are tripping, like texting you like, hey, is your Instagram working? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like working. I'm using my hands, like, and it's just crazy that that's how tied we are to these things, to be addicted to it just to collect data.
In a world where truth hides between shadows and light, this is Anchors and Eagles with your hosts Adam Facenda and Jeronimo Gomez, where anchors hold you down and eagles dare to rise above. We dive into the unknown business, music, conspiracy, and the untold stories that shape us all. Sit tight, listen close. This is Anchors and Eagles.
What's up, guys? This is Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles, and I'm so excited to announce that I have a co-host. I'm pumped about this gentleman. I've known him for years, and he listens to the podcast, reached out to me, and I was excited to hear from him. Not only is a good friend, but I really look up to him, and many other things that he doesn't know, like how much I appreciate him, and I've appreciated his friendship. Now to go on this journey with him on podcasting, I'm really, really excited. Geronimo, please introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Jeronimo Gomez. I've been friends with Adam for a long time. I play guitar in a band called The Darling Fire, and I also do character design concept work for the video game industry. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's it? That's your whole life summed up in like
pretty much
30 seconds or less?
I mean, I guess that's a good thing. I don't know, right?
I mean, you've done a lot with your life. Let's be honest with you. I've known you. I think I've known you even before I was a tattooer. So I think I've known you maybe when I was 24. How old are you now?
49.
Yeah, so you're younger than me. So I would say early 20s we met, right?
Yeah, it was early 20. I mean, 90s, 90. I mean, I was 98 maybe.
I want to say, 96. I was really a mess into the hardcore scene. I was fighting everybody possible. And then
that's about when I knew you.
Yeah, but that's when I was fighting people with a crew. I think when I met you, I had hair. I finally grew my hair out from the previous association I was with. So that's got to be 23, 24. So I think you've done a lot in between. I mean,
I played in a bunch of bands. I mean, I've been in the Florida music scene for a long time. And I played in a bunch of bands. I was a graphic designer for since the late 90s up until a few years ago. I don't do that anymore. And then I switched over to character design, which is, drawing and designing characters. And playing music, graphic desigine.
I mean, it sounds pretty fun still, all in the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just thinking about it now. We definitely met way before I started tattooing. I think the most memorable moment of meeting you, I think I met you through Lawrence, and we would hang out in front of the poorhouse. But the most memorable night, which I don't know if we want me to talk about this, we can delete it if anything. I think you got jumped in the parking lot of downtown.
Yeah, a few times.
And you were like, you were like, oh man, I just got jumped. I'm like, why are you bleeding, dude? And you were like, I just got jumped in the parking lot. I remember going like, let's go get these guys right now.
I think I do remember that night. It was me and this other kid were walking through the parking garage. We were supposed to be meeting some people at Denny's or whatever that night. And these kids started messing with us. And then I think I remember going back to the poorhouse and trying to gather some people for that.
Yeah, I think it was in front of Squiggy's whenever I ran into you, because I think it was a Sunday night, because there was a Sunday night matinees. I think it was a Sunday night. I don't know why I was by Squiggy's at that point, but I just remember going like, yeah, let's go fight. Like it was just nothing back then. That's a pizza place down there.
Oh, so it was by the old like Tavern 213 area,
right?
Where that was. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Tavern. Jeez.
Oh man, those were some nights, man. I felt like that place, like when I would walk in there, it was like walking into an old Western saloon. You know what I mean?
It was the Wild West.
Yeah, you were just gonna walk in. You didn't know if there was gonna be a gunfight. You know what I mean? You didn't know whose toes you were gonna step on.
Yeah.
Man, I had some wild times in there. I had it's funny because we would all hang out at the poorhouse, and the rest of the neighborhood would always say, like, my sister was like a straight normal person, and she'd always say, let's go visit my brother, he's at the poorhouse. And her friends would be like, no, that place is scary, there's scary people are over there. And if you think about it, like, nothing really went down in front of the poorhouse, you know what I mean? But as soon as
I remember some stuff going down. Like,
I
remember chairs flying and stuff.
That was like Lawrence. That was Lawrence and his high risk maneuvers. Do you remember how Lawrence would try to kick at people and then fall across tables and shit?
Yeah.
I used to pull him aside. I'm like, dude, why are you trying these high risk maneuvers? Like, what are you, Jackie Chan out here, bro?
It
And
was
they
a
had these
wild one.
plastic chairs that you'd bump into them, they fly everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
It would look like much more disaster. But I think more of the ruckus was happening in front of like tavern and then in the parking lots.
Parking lots, yeah.
It was always the
I
parking
remember when they
lots.
used to have that big, before they built City Place or that whole area over
Yeah.
there, it was just a parking lot.
Yeah.
And everybody used to hang out there before shows at the Edge or Tavern
Yeah.
or whatever. That was fun. Like,
Yeah.
I
I get you.
remember, what was
A
it?
lot.
Sloth? What was that dude's name from Sloth?
Oh, yeah. Man,
What the singer?
What's his name? What the hell was his name?
I forgot, but I remember just crazy stuff going on in that parking lot. People just hanging out, drinking, like out in the open. It didn't matter. The Wild West.
It was Wild West out there. I mean, I was handcuffed so many times in that parking lot, and like,
well, we knew. Well, it's cool that we knew. A lot of people knew the cops around there, and they were always kind of cool with us.
Yeah.
So that was the cops at the Edge and all that stuff. So they let a lot of stuff slide back then.
A lot of stuff fly. I remember one night we were out there, and I was with my crew. Like, I had a crew named White T-shirt Crew. That's what they all called us because we all just went out uniformed, you know. And we knew if one of us was getting into like a scrap, we knew that. Like, hey, that's one of me. You know what I mean? Like, I got to go and make sure that guy's all right. And we go out there one night and we're hanging. This is back before, downtown wasn't a very peaceful place the way it is now. Like, you didn't cross the side of the road sometimes because you would just get mugged.
Yeah.
Especially a young little white kid, like, it was bad.
Now it's like, it's very tourist now. But back then it wasn't. It was like locals, only pretty much. It wasn't really like the way it is now, which we were there not too long ago. We were in Florida, and it was like, wow, this place is different.
Totally different. So one night we're all hanging out, and like, I think it's is it the chili pepper at the time, or what was it before the chili pepper? It was
the Edge.
The Edge, right? So we're all hanging out, and we are all broke kids. So I would literally go to shows and bum money just to make money. I would be out there like, hey man, can I get $1? Like, I just need one more dollar to get into a show. And we do this all night. We make like $150 and just go buy beer and hang out in the parking lot.
I should have did that, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. And I used to spin back the meters. You remember those old school meters? You could spin them back.
Yeah.
I used to sell time out there, dude. I had all these hustles back then. I'm like 18, 19 years old. So we're all hanging out. And I haven't told this story in forever. Actually, a lot of people don't even know this story, but hopefully more will know now. One of my buddies comes around the corner and goes, run. And I'm like, what? He goes, run. So me and 6 other guys take off running. And so I'm like, as we're running down the road, I asked my buddy, like, why are we running? He's like, I don't know. There's cops coming. I'm like, we're running. I'm like, did you do something? And he's like, no, but the cops are running after us. I'm like, why were the cops running after us? Long story short, we're all in handcuffs out there in the back parking lot. And the cops are like, what did you do wrong? And I'm like, I don't know what I did wrong. And he's literally like, they're berating us, like all of us, like, why'd you guys run from us? What's going on? What'd you do wrong? Blah, blah. And then we had this young jit with us, and he might have been, this is like romper stomper stuff, right? Minus the racism. He's like 12 years old and he just shaved his head. We got him out of a gang and he started hanging out with us, and he's mouthing off to the cops like there's like no tomorrow. Like, he's trying to be tough and impressive in front of all of us. And I literally turned to the cop and I go, just arrest this kid. And the cop goes, what? What did you do? I'm like, the same thing we all did. Nothing. But this kid's pissing me off. I don't want to go to jail for him. Just arrest him. Man, those were the days though. Just to think about like who we are now to comparison to back then, Yeah.
It's weird. It's funny. I was thinking about that earlier. How you, as when you're young, you're not really thinking about tomorrow. You're not thinking like the consequences. You're not, like every day is just, what am I doing today? I don't care if I drink tonight. I don't care how I'm going to feel tomorrow. I don't care what the consequences are tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like now being a little older, it's like you it's like, oh, I don't want to feel like crap tomorrow. I don't want to drink today because I don't want to feel like shit. I got shit to do tomorrow. It's like,
right.
And back then it was just like, I did not care.
Yeah. I think about that all the time. Like, I was literally today at the dog park. I'm like, when was it that when did I start caring? You know what I mean? Like, what age was it? Like, one day I woke up and I'm like, oh, I have responsibilities,
Yeah.
Because I remember being 22 and had a shitty apartment. All I cared about was going to shows.
Yeah.
Work enough, go to a show. That was it.
Yeah.
Buy a record every now and then. Nowadays, I'm literally worried about everything. Like, I wake up, jump out of bed and something hurts. I'm like, what's that all about?
Yeah, exactly. Quick, Google it. I gotta Google what's going on. Is it my spleen, my pancreas? What is it?
Yeah,
And of course, like everything's like cancer, so it's like,
oh yeah.
you know.
It's like, I mean, if you go to WebMD, it'll tell you either have AIDS or cancer right off the bat. Like, you got a sniffle? Well, most people with sniffles, could have cancer. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know,
It's funny that when we were back in we were in Florida maybe like a year or two ago, or we were down there for Christmas, and Julie and I decided to go to downtown Fort Lauderdale, and I think it was like a Saturday night or whatever, and it was pretty empty because I guess things don't get hopping down there until like 11 or midnight or whatever, right? So anyway,
Yeah.
so Julie and I tell her, I'm like, let's go to that big, I guess the observatory park where that science museum was. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like kind of open area, and it's pretty quiet out there. It's by that like river, that riverfront.
Yeah. We also used to skate out there.
Yeah. So Julie and I, we decided to go out there, and we're like, it's pretty lonely out here, and it's like, it's kind of scary because we're like the only ones out here, and it's like it's dark, and like anything could happen out here. But back when I was a kid back then, we did not care. You know what I mean? Like we just walk out
and
there
it was
by
way
ourselves.
scarier.
It was way scarier back then, but it's funny, now you're older, you're like, you know what? I don't know. We're like the only ones here. We can't get mugged. We got to get out of here, And it was just talking about that, we were just like, man, it's crazy how different you become the older you get. You start thinking about that stuff.
And I think it's based off of what you know that you could lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, not just your life, but I mean, like if you are, you didn't get to go, if you missed work tomorrow, right? Because you did something and you screwed up and you got arrested for whatever stupid thing. Back then, we didn't give a care. We didn't, it's like, all right, I got arrested, no big deal. I'll be out tomorrow. I'll get a new job. Now it's like, man, if I don't wake up and do these things, like I'm not gonna have much of a future.
Yeah.
And it's like you start becoming really cautious of things. Like, have you guys gone on a swing in a long time?
A swing?
Yeah.
I don't want to break anything, dude.
Exactly. So I do this every now and then. I swear, every time I see a swing that I can fit on, I'll get on it and I'll swing, and then when you're a kid, you would go really high.
Yeah, I didn't. I was afraid of heights.
Really?
It's too much for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I hate that. I hate roller coasters. I hate
Really?
anything that goes. Yeah, anything with like the outside the normal G's that hit you. I'm not into. I'm not into the G's.
I'm not into G's. You know what I'm saying, dog? Yeah. I used to jump off of them at the highest point, and now like I'll just go on a swing, and I'm like, man, how did I jump off this is terrifying. Just like having that second of buoyancy, like, and you're not in water.
Not gross, horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
Yeah.
Hate it. No way. No thanks. That's why I was never like I skated for years, for a very long time, and I was never like an amazing skater because I was too scared. I was like, I don't want to break anything. I'm not gonna ollie these freaking steps, dude. I'll fall. Last time I was on a skateboard, I'd stopped for a long time because I was playing music and I didn't want to like hurt myself.
Yeah.
And then I went to a skate park and I had a bunch of old friends there. They're like, dude, got a skateboard for you. Here, it's all set up. You could have it free. Take it. I'm like, cool. All right, I'll skate. We all went skating after. It was like, I think they were having like a rave or something at this skate shop, at this skate park or whatever. So after that, we all went to go skate like under this underpass, this bridge or whatever. And what do you know? I broke my elbow. I couldn't play guitar for like, I totally just destroyed my arm, got 2 pins in it now. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not, no. So, and we were supposed to like record. We were like we were going to go record like in like 2 weeks. And I couldn't do it. It was horrible. But yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I would skate with everybody. I was terrible. I was the worst skater ever, but I just like the camaraderie of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, totally.
The last time I was on a skateboard, it was right before I went to New York for a tattoo convention. And I saw a kid out there, and it's weird because I was really terrible at basic tricks. You know what I mean? But I could do a 360 kickflip, no problem. Can't ollie worth a shit though, but I can do that. Right. So I these are young kids out there. I'm like, let me see your skateboard, and I'm like rolling around on it, like, do a kickflip. And I go and I land it. And the last second, I roll my ankle. And then I had to walk around New York City with a rolled ankle. And I was like, it was literally like we're getting in the truck that night and driving to New York. Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. And that was it. That was the last time. I'm like, I'm never getting on a skateboard again. I have a longboard right now that I roll around every now and then. And I'm like, it's just kind of scary. It's just kind of scary because
I mean, I have a skateboard here. I just picked up from the storage, and I'm like, man, just get exercise, just go out, roll around, just
Yeah.
to. But it's like I don't want to screw up. I don't want to fall. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like break a hip or something. I don't know. For
I
some
think
reason, you get a certain age, it's like the only thing you can break.
I don't
You can
think you're
only
at
break a
the
hip.
I don't think
Well,
you're
I
at the
don't
age
know.
of breaking a hip, bro.
Well, I know people that have broke. Well, what's the age? I don't know.
I think it's like 60 up. I really think it's 60 up. This
So
is where we need Julie.
Is there like a rule where it's like, okay, beyond this point, the only thing that's breakable is a hip?
I mean,
No,
well,
you
the
can
other
break a
thing,
hip at any time.
well, the other
I'm
thing
not
is
doing
like when you get older and you break a hip, it's usually you're dead within 6 months too.
Well,
You know, not to be
that's
not to be disgusting about it, but
great. My
it's
dad just
not.
broke his hip. No, I'm just kidding.
Did he really?
No, he broke it like I don't know, like 5 years ago or something.
How old was he?
He was he's 84, 84. He's
He's a
84 now.
He's a
Yeah.
Viking, this guy. Are you kidding? He broke his hip and
Yeah, but he did. But you know what? He's totally gone. It's really he went downhill after that.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it does.
like it's a horrible thing, dude. The pain's excruciating. It's horrible.
I know. I was at the dog park
don't
the
wanna
other
do it.
day, and some old guy broke his hip, and I didn't know how old he was. He actually looked really good for his age, you know. And he's like, "I made it to 79, and now I break my hip." And I'm like, "You're 79?" I didn't like. I lost all concern about his leg, you know. I was like, "You're 79?" Total
Just
jerk.
get up.
Just get up, bro. Walk it off.
Come
Now,
on.
honestly, I was the guy saying, "Hey, don't move." And he's like a bunch. It's funny because all I saw was a bunch of old women with their dogs, and I saw him go down. And I've known this guy for about a year and a half now at the dog park, and I'm like, what is he doing, rolling around on the floor playing with the dogs? He's too old for that. And it's gross. There's dog poop everywhere, you know. So
He's screaming, he's crying. What's going on here? I don't know.
No, he just rolled over and he's like, you know, like not screaming, nothing. But then he's, you know, I'm not going to put his name out there, but he's sweet on this younger woman there that he swears looks like his wife, you know what I mean? And but their ex, he like his whole backstory is intense. He's like, yeah, if my ex saw her, she would be so mad, she'd know right away because they look so much alike, you know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, dude. Like, stop telling me about this. I don't want to be an accessory to this situation, you know. So they're walking, he falls down. I'm like, and for some reason, guy works in mysterious ways, right? For some reason, he's in a large dog area. I rarely ever go in a large dog area, but for some reason, I had gone in the large dog area because my Shih Tzu was like screaming to go in this area, you know? And as I closed the gate and looked up, I watched it all happen. So then I walked over and I was getting ready to leave, you know? And there's only old women there and he's trying to toughen up, you know, like, I'm good. And I get over there and he's dense as hell. He's a heavy man, you know, and once again, doesn't look his age, doesn't look this dense. And I pick him up and I get him to a bench and he's like, I can't feel my leg. And I was like, okay. He's like, I can't move my leg either. And I'm like, all right. You know, there's just tingling. Like I'm asking him basic questions. He's like, no, I can't put any weight on it. And I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I know he's trying to be tough in front of this woman. The woman goes, oh, I'm going to go grab my truck and I'll take him to the hospital. And I turn to him, I go, you know, he's like, you think I broke my hip? I'm like, you absolutely broke your hip. Sure enough,
what was he doing when he broke it?
Just literally
walking.
He was walking, and the dogs tripped him up, and he fell down. That was it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now every time I see him at the park, I get an update of how his hip is doing. So now I know that he's 80 years old, and I'm going to hear about this every time I go to the dog park. Like literally every new thing that he does with this leg. And I'm like, bro, you should be running marathons now. You got a brand new hip. I'm like, I kind of mess with him, you know. But back to the reason why I brought up why this lady was so attractive. His wife had to start bringing the dogs there, his ex-wife. And I will say this, they look nothing alike, dude. Nothing alike. He has nothing to worry about. That woman's not going to look at the other woman and go, well, you look like me. They look absolutely nothing alike. I don't think you'd break your hip, though, dude. You still look young. You don't look your age.
Yeah, well, appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It's just when people break their hips, dude. And when people break, they'll just be walking. Like, old people just seem to, like, fall.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
It's true.
Like, just go on the toilet. They'll just, like, ugh.
I know.
You know?
One of my guys, Chris, I don't know if you know Chris, about a month ago, he comes in, he's got a bruised up arm. And I'm like, what is going on with you, dude? He's like, I can't not laugh.
I sneezed.
He said, I fell in between the tub and the toilet. I said, how the hell do you do that? You're a grown man. Yes, I'm just laughing. He listens to these. He's going to be pissed when he hears this one. But I was like, how did you do that? He's like, oh, like the floor was wet. And I'm like, you're a grown man. And he's like, well, the tub was wet. I'm like, don't you have anything on the bottom of the tub to stop you? Like he's like, no, I've never had that. And I'm like, where third world country are you from? Like, how did you fall in there? And he said the
Hey,
worst part.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
He
No,
said the
I
worst.
don't have that on the bottom of the tub either. So it's like, you're just
Hey,
living
if you're
on
worried about breaking a
living
hip,
on the edge, living
yeah, if
on the
you're worried
edge, man.
if you're worried about breaking a hip, bro, I think you need to look into that. Dude, I've almost slipped out of my shower so many times. He said the worst part was his new girlfriend came in there and found him, and his son had to help him out, and he was buck naked. Sorry, Chris. It's too good of a story not to tell. Oh, man. And I just think of Chris is like one of my best friends. Like he's been with me for years tattooing, and like we've been friends since I was like 18. And so I think we figured out he was like 16, so that's like 322 years. And and it's just like I could only imagine seeing this dude stuck in, because he's such a tiny dude. Like if I came into that scennario,
I mean, that's a small space.
that's a small space to get stuck.
You're trapped.
You're
trapped.
And that's what he said. He's like, I couldn't move. I couldn't go anywhere. Oh, your poor new girlfriend. Oh, this poor girl. Anyway, yeah, I don't think you're going to break a hip, but please do me a favor so you can stay alive and be on
I'll get a
board.
rubber mat for the tub.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. I mean, if I have to order it for you. But I would say this, the one thing I gained out of being such a terrible skater was being quick on my feet.
Yeah. Learn to fall.
I'm like a weeble wobble. You know what I mean? Like I'll start to go one way, go the other way, but I'm like, I still wind up on my feet. That's kind of
like a bowling pin. You just kind of like teeter.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted Jeronimo to be the co-host is we do have a lot of things in common, especially when it comes to conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I love them. You sent me something about the AI taking over all the jobs, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, man. We're in for a ride. We're in for a ride.
It's happening so fast, dude.
It is.
So fast.
I mean, from when we first started hearing about it, I mean, a couple years ago, I mean, it's where it is now. It's insane, especially with art and writing and programming. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
And what we're going to see in the next couple of years, I mean, it's going to be even faster.
Well, what's crazy is like, not to be political about anything, but everyone was worried about immigrants coming here to pick food, right? Do you know they already have machines that are AI built, and they're robots that are already picking food, that it can actually tell how ripe and when it's ready to be picked? Like it doesn't need any human at all.
I've never seen. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's wild.
They have it in Switzerland, and I think they have it in. I might be wrong about that, but definitely Japan. And it's crazy. Like it literally like goes and grabs and just like runs down the aisle and grabs the right and like leaves the stuff that's not ripe.
Yeah.
That's where AI is at right now. And it's like, okay, I can see that being good, right? Because it's a hard job. I mean, I understand that it helps people feed their families and stuff like that. But if you're taking those simple jobs away from people, like how far will it go? And then I've heard other people say that you'll be able to buy robots, and the AI and the robots, you'll just go make that go work for you. I'm like, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing a utopia coming from all of this. I'm seeing a feudalist haves and have-nots, type of society where, I mean, I just saw a commercial the other day for this new, I forget what it's called, like Gen 3 or Figure 3, some type of robot that you can get for your house, and he'll do all your stuff, But I mean, who's going to afford that? I mean, who can really afford to have that in your house?
Well, that's the thing. This is what I think is going to happen, right? I don't think it's a thing of affording. I think what's going to become is, and I was thinking about this just yesterday. So Tesla's like really pushing their robots, right? And he's talking about being able to finance and all that stuff. I think what they're going to do is start to put it together, like a lot of things together, like almost like a subscription or like you get a Tesla and a robot and we finance them together. Like they start bundling stuff together because people are always going to buy cars. I think that's what's going to happen to make it affordable, if you will, for everyone to have them. And you hear China's whole thing about the robots, what reason why they're building them right now. So they I just heard the statistic today, and in about 70 years, their population is going to dwindle down from billions to about 350 million. people, and all those people will be so old that they won't have anyone to take care of them. So part of the reasons why they're building these robots is to quote unquote take care of the elderly that can't take care of themselves because there're not going to be enough nurses out there, you know?
Interesting. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's weird, man. The world is just insane right now. There's so many things that are just on the verge of happening that I mean, it's weird. Like, who would have thought that, like, we're watching, remember the Terminator movies or whatever? Like, we thought that AI would come and it'd be like this militaristic thing to take out humanity or whatever. Like, who would have thought that the first thing AI would really attack would be the arts? Like the actual like core of human creativity, spirit. And that was like the first jab was at image making, poetry, writing,
Right.
and I
It's
would
almost like,
never have seen that coming, the way it did.
yeah, I agree. It's like a Trojan horse.
Yeah, I mean, we were expecting like Cyberdyne, we were expecting drones, we were expecting, about tanks and dogs and that to coming after us when
I'm still
it
expecting
actually,
that, by the way.
I'm sure it's on its way. I'm sure it's coming. But first, you got to demoralize humanity first, by
Yes.
taking away its spirit,
Yeah.
and then it can come in with the jackboot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
it's wild, man.
that's the whole thing, right? So I remember when people started working with Photoshop and stuff like that, right? So I had a chance to become an animator way, way, way back in the day before animation was like a thing. Like they were going to like all the middle schools and trying to get kids into developing those characters, the newer cartoons. You know what I mean? I guess like how Pixar and all that. Like that's what they were getting a bunch of young kids involved. My dad said you'll never make money at that. I'm not letting you go to that school. And I'm like, I want to do art. And he's like, it's not art. You know what I mean? And so I think when Photoshop and that stuff came in, you started to already hear, well, you're not a real artist because you're not creating, you're not painting, you're not doing any of that
Oh
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
right? And then literally we taught that program to do a bunch of stuff with artificial intelligence. You know what I mean? And then I think this whole, like I said, it's a Trojan horse, right? Like, oh look, it's your friend, it's your therapist. It can help. I use chat. I'll tell you right now, I use chat for a lot of stuff,
It's
but
a
it's
great
kind of
tool.
like, yeah, it's a great tool, but it's like getting you used to having this relationship with this thing that's here to help you. And then we're going to put it in your house and then iRobot happens. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, it's got to learn from you. It's got to know your habits, and it's doing that with every single person that it comes in contact with.
yeah.
It's learning everyone's habits, what everybody's into, this and that. I mean, it's learning from everything. I mean, what better way to feed the ultimate, electronic god,
Yeah.
where it'll just know everything about you. So yeah, it's benign because it helps you this and that, but it's also keeping track.
Yeah, of everything. It's like that's like when I think it was Apple brought to their phones, you could search a whole room, right? It'll like
Scan
360 a
the
whole
room.
room. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
scan the room. And in my head, because I'm a weirdo, in my head, I'm like, well, if we're building this whole meta universe, right? Is it really just scanning everything around us as far as building a matrix? You know what I mean? Like, so you can go get on your goggles and walk around like, is it literally scanning everything? And that's in my head. I'm like thinking like that's not good. And now you find out that these robots are using AI to be able to navigate through a room, so that it knows how to identify everything
Mhm.
and know how to identify like literally where everything's at. And then I watch this video because that's what I do. My favorite thing to do is I get on these YouTube channels and they're like, the headline is, you don't want to watch this alone. These scary things, you know what I mean? And then I got into this guy, Barry Stepp. And Barry Stepp he's from Kentucky and he's got probably one of the best channels. And he brings like, he goes through TikTok conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I don't know if I stumbled across the hit there or on another video, but they're saying literally the Wi-Fi, they are now being able to create a signature for all of our energy and be able to tell where everybody's at all times even without a chip now, because the phones are literally recording us so much we can be seen
Yeah,
anywhere
I
in the
mean,
world.
people have been talking about where they're going to we're going to get chipped. We've been chipped for a long time. We've been chipped since we've had a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like it already automatically knows every Google search, every phone call, every Instagram post. I mean, it all keeps track of your location, and so you've already been chipped. There's nothing new going on here. So people are so afraid of privacy. I'm like, nothing's private anymore. Get rid of that idea. You're
Yeah.
not private unless you really go and find some like underground kind of, internet protocol, programs or whatever that like mask your signature like, everywhere you go. But the average person doesn't do that. They don't know those things. So, I mean, we've all been tracked. We were all being watched.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
And not that there's some dude. It's funny because it's not even like they don't have to. Some guy at his computer is not really it's not them watching you, and they don't have to really be watching you for you to feel like you're being watched. So it's just
Yeah.
the idea of it being there and knowing that information is being stored somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, they really pushed it whenever 9/11 happened, and they were like, all right, so no one has any freedom. We get to look at everybody's stuff all the time. And then it's kind of like after that, it just kept snowballing. Like every time you agreed to something on your phone or an app or anything like that. I just came across the video the other day, and I don't, because my phone's listening to me, so it evidently brought this up. But it was like how to go into your settings and remove all the tracking from your phone. And I'm like, oh, what's this about? And I'm like, literally, like pause doing it, and then when I was done with that, I was blown away about how much stuff is literally tracking you, and you don't even understand why, but it is. And then this guy on this video says, not only so you might agree to one app, right, and then that agreement is also giving that company rights to give to another app. So even if you're trying to escape from one app, like, oh, I don't want Amazon to hear me, don't worry. You know what I mean? Because your weather app is listening to you. Like
your data is the ultimate commodity. I mean, it's not about dollars and physical money anymore. It's data. For TVs, for instance, like TVs. I remember when TVs were like expensive. Like you used to have to. TVs are thousands of dollars. Wow, you want to get a 70-inch? It's like $4,000. Now it's like $1,000. Why? Because they want to get a TV in your house so they can track your viewing data. So they're making the money off the data and not the TV anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why TVs have dropped in price dramatically, because it's about your data. It's about your viewing habits, what you watch, for how long are you watching this commercial for? That's what it's all about.
Yeah, my dad used to say, my dad was a big 1984 guy, and so he was older than 1984, but he would always be like, hey, these tube TVs, they can watch you. It's just a lens. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? You know what I mean? And now it doesn't have to watch you. It just watches what you're interested in. Literally, if you skip something or move, like it's so crazy. And then it makes sense, like, for me to think that we're in a matrix at times. You know what I mean? Like, who's collecting all this data? Because you want to sell me something, but you're going to take the jobs away from me with this AI stuff. It's just kind of
it doesn't really make sense that this is all about greed and just about money. And what was that movie? Sick of it. And I don't want to. What is that?
With
Network. That movie Network.
Yeah.
There's a great speech in that movie. Like I suck with actors' names, but they're sitting in like this boardroom, and the guy's telling the main actor, he's like, it's not about countries, it's not about borders, it's about Exxon. It's about, these corporations are the countries. These corporations are really what make the world go round. It's not the Soviet Union. It's not, Venezuela. It's Exxon. These massive corporations, those are the countries of the world. They're the ones, and they're not, partisan. They don't have they're not political. They just care about one thing, and that's, data control.
Yeah, but why are they collecting the data? That's the thing. Why are they collecting the data? I mean, you remember Fight Club, right? We were young kids at that time, and like that whole premise was to bring down all the banking, reset everything to zero, right?
Right.
And then you think about, like, what if we were reset back to zero? The majority of the society that's out there now couldn't handle it. Like,
I mean, it'd be
Instagram's down for an hour, and people are tripping, like texting you, like, "Hey, is your Instagram working?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Working. I'm using my hands," like. And it's just crazy that that's how tied we are to these things, to be addicted to it just to collect data. And it's like, why don't you collect the real data? Like how much I'm not spending money on, and leave me alone. This guy doesn't buy anything. Like, just stop tracking. He just keeps going to the grocery store. What's wrong with this guy? Like, he doesn't even go to
Yeah,
movie theaters anymore.
it's so weird. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could say it's money, you could say it's control. I'm not sure. I don't know what the deal is. Again, the world is just insane right now. I don't know what to believe. I don't know. I was watching that Sean Ryan podcast. He has this documentary, I think like a 6-part series coming out, and he's talking about how everything's a psyop.
Yeah.
Everything is a lie. I mean, really, if you think about it, going to Olive Garden, everything's there. The colors are there to keep you there longer. Warm colors, the music's soothing. Why? Because they want to keep you there. Not because they want you to think you're in Italy. They want you to spend money.
How
Like
dare you?
everything's a psyop.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? Olive Garden is Italy, all right?
Well, their breadsticks and Alfredo sauce are amazing. I'll stay there for that.
Yes. And just like it's made in Italy. Hello, sir. Yeah. I saw that too. And I'm like, man, is this the first time I buy something like this? This guy's selling me something right now. I can't believe this. But it's Sean Ryan, and he's so good at what he does. These interviews are awesome.
Yeah. And
so
it's funny because as I've watched his show, I've seen him evolve, asking more and more questions. The more and more people he interviews, I've seen his kind of view of the world change a little bit up to where he is now. It's like, is everything freaking fake now? Is everything a psyop? That's wild.
You ever hear about how he came to his faith, about seeing his best friend? Did you ever watch the interview with him and his wife?
No.
Oh wow, it's really good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but like, as someone that has faith, you see, God is working in your life, so you see things, and things that are unbelievable, it shouldn't happen. So that's kind of like the story that happens. It's really good. The interview between him and his wife starts with, I think it's just before he went to the new studio, and they're talking from the time that they were in the attic upstairs to present, and then going into the future. And he gets really emotional. It's like finally somebody puts him on the spot. Yeah. Of course, it's his wife, I think, which is a beautiful thing. It's really good. It's really, really good. And then, like, I love that he's bringing everyone possible on. Like, I just watched a guy, this one they just put out, it's 8 hours long. I had to stop.
Wow.
But it was like, this guy's so interesting. He was on SEAL Team 8. Just a really, really interesting guy, and then he'll have some CEO of some billion-dollar company that's investing in, going to the bottom of the ocean to mine stuff. You know what I mean? It's just
and
insane.
then he'll have like a UFO guy, admiral that is in the admiral one, the Navy admiral.
Yeah, or the remote viewers.
Yeah, the remote viewers. Yeah, those are wild.
Speaking of which, this 3-eye atlas, right? So we talked a little bit about it, right? Have we talked about that? So the listeners know, this is, if you don't know what 3-eye atlas is, it's an interstellar object that's coming through the Earth, through our solar system, and we've only seen 2 before this in recorded history. And there's all the speculation whether it's going to hit Earth, if it's going to hit Mars, if it's going to cruise by us, all these things, right? Just to catch everybody up. But did I leave anything out, Geronimo?
I think it's the only 2. I think there was one before this that was a Muamua that was it was weird. It didn't have the characteristics of a normal comet, and neither does 3-eye atlas. So that's the question everybody has. Like, what is this thing that doesn't act or look like a regular comet?
Right. And there's all these different speculations. Like, I think I said in the last podcast I did, like, how there's these guys are scientists that normally don't get to talk to the world are actually getting a spotlight on them. But then I watched some Sean Ryan stuff, and we were just talking about it, like remote viewers. So get this. Check this out. The other day I'm tattooing this guy. This guy is a treasure hunter, like legit. Not like one of those guys like, hey, yeah, a metal detector on the beach. I'm a treasure finder. And no, this guy literally goes down on shipwrecks all the time. They're talking Discovery. They're shooting a total show. They're shooting a show, but they're shopping Discovery, and they're shopping Netflix and a couple other people. I get to tattoo these guys, these captains. This guy's on a ship most of his life out at sea. And I'm like, how awesome is it that you get to, like, I've never been somewhere where there's no city lights. So I don't get, can you really see the Milky Way? And he's like, absolutely. When you're out there, you can see the Milky Way. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then we started talking. I asked him if he had ever seen alien stuff, which I'll bring that back up at another time. But he has, he said. And then he says, yeah, I'm like, I've been around a lot of Marines and stuff like that. And some of my friends are remote viewers, right? So I'm like, really? And he's like, and because I brought up the 3-eye atlas. And I was like, so what's your take on that? Because I went from The greatest job of tattooing is just talking to people, especially
Yeah.
when they're interesting. You know what I mean? And especially when they're like not your average Joe that like turns a wrench somewhere or flips a burger. You know, it's like
Yeah.
we get these random guys in here. He's like, I'm like, what do you think about this 3i Atlas? And he's like, well, I got some remote viewing friends, and I'm like, okay, let me lean in. It's like, what do you what do they think that is? He said, well, three different ones, and he's like, and I can remote view too. He's like, three different friends have all said that it's a reptilian ship.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it gets better. And they're cruising through solar systems to see what best suits them, right? But it gets better. This is the crazy part, right? And that they have a fleet of warriors that is on the ship just in case they get to someplace and the planet tries to attack them.
Okay. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Weird.
Very weird. So then we're going to go even deeper now. You ready? Buckle your seatbelts.
How much deeper is there than Reptilian Warriors?
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so good. So he's like, yeah, like, but they're just supposedly they're just checking the place out. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want to go to Earth for vacation?
It's a vacation
you know what I mean?
spot. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, that's crazy, man. Like it's weird, that's weird stuff. And I go home that night, and this whole you hear the conspiracy, how NASA's part of the closing of the United States or
That the government shutdown.
The government shutdown, right? So the
Right.
government shutdown is because they don't know how to tell us that NASA's seen more than we know.
Who knows? Maybe.
Right? So there's this guy, and he goes and makes this video. Now I get sucked into these things so bad, man. And they're saying that now, as it's past Mars, thousands of things have broken off of the AI Atlas.
Yeah, that's something that I've been actually I was checking that out today, that I think there's a few, I think there may be a few other comments right now that are out there, which is odd, which is weird. I didn't hear about the things breaking off, but I know, I'm pretty sure there's other comments out there that are like everything's converging around this weird kind of time frame. So I don't know.
I know there's a lot of comments, right?
Yeah.
But when you say hundreds and thousands, then I think about what my buddy just said the other day, that it's a warship, you know what I mean? But then I started thinking, whatever this object is, and I wholeheartedly believe this, we've had comets fly by us and interrupt the Earth, right? A bunch of earthquakes, a bunch of the faults start to move around a little bit more because they have gravity, right? So it's being pulled. Like, did this thing just fly past something and start dragging more with it? You know what I mean?
We've never experienced anything like that. I mean, I know we've been having a lot of earthquakes lately, a lot of big earthquakes, like weekly, for the past, I think maybe month. I think we've been having these big, like 7+, 6+ earthquakes. And that's odd because, I mean, I've heard of earthquake swarms before, where it's like a bunch of little earthquakes that'll hit like Yellowstone or whatever. You'll get those for like a couple weeks, these little swarms, but never like, I mean, I haven't seen in a while these big earthquakes that are just hitting on a weekly basis, which is odd. And the sun's kind of going a little haywire too with its, coronal mass ejections and stuff lately. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, this whole 3i Atlas thing right now it should be behind the sun, so we can't see it. And we're not going to be able to see it again until I think late November or December. So,
well, I thought we were going to see it a little bit more clear on the 29th of this month.
No, I think it's done. I think it's done for now. It's behind the sun. I think that's why when it flew by Mars, we were expecting to get a lot of images from it, because we have satellites that are orbiting, and other countries have satellites orbiting around Mars also. But instead, we get this horrible picture from, I think, this Mars reconnaissance rover that's on Mars, where its cameras aren't even meant to take those types of pictures. We got that picture from that thing. So everybody's like, dude, we have billions of dollars invested in this space program, and this is the best picture you can give us. So either they're stupid, think something. I don't think they're stupid.
I highly doubt they're stupid.
Well, what's odd though is that, we have things affecting with the government shutdown, but things aren't affecting China. I mean, their government's fine. I mean, there's other European space agencies where they're not being affected by our government shutdown. So where are those images? So
I agree with that. But those are countries that don't really let a lot of stuff out either.
Well, Europe. I mean, we're talking about, we're not talking about China. We're not talking about North Korea. We're talking about European countries that are, predominantly free. But unless there's this concerted effort between all these countries, Because if something came out where this thing is not a comet and it is something to be concerned with, they're not going to tell you. Not at this point. To the point, I mean, there'll be a point in time where you'll be able to see with your own eyes. You know, a lot of these amateur astronomers will be able to see whether this thing is legit or not. So I don't know. It's wild. It's really weird.
Wild. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And the fact that this dude just told me, as long as nothing messes with it, and what do we do as humans? We just, it's coming towards us.
We're gonna nuke it, dude. We're gonna nuke it. We're gonna nuke it. We're gonna nuke the moon and that thing at the same time.
Yeah, the same time. And did you? And is it? What's the other one that they're saying that in 2038 is going to smash into their moon? There's another massive comet. It's like a tenth the size of 3i, but it's
great.
It's projected. Yeah, I mean, if we're still here.
Yeah. Cats and dogs living together. Jeez, what's going on?
I don't know. This world is insane. This world's insane.
This is wild.
Insane, my friend. Yeah. So I got another one for you. Okay. You know, let me first say, this is not a jab at Charlie Kirk or anything like that, and it's just a very weird coincidence thing. I've literally been heartbroken about what happened to him. Like any man that's in front of his family is just disgusting. But so I'm down one of these rabbit holes, and I come across this guy, and then I researched a little bit, and it's kind of weird. Remember Snake Eyes? Have you heard this? It's a movie.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy? The similarities.
Dude, that's wild. But
it's September 10th thing
that kind of had this weird like foretelling of the future, and it's not the first time this has happened. This has happened before. I mean, the whole Barron Trump thing, you know, with the old. I mean, that's wild too. I mean, there was. I think with like the Oklahoma City bombing, there was something weird about that. That was written in a book somewhere too. The exact names of people, you know, like what is that? That is just wild. But if you want to explain to people what's going on with that whole Charlie Kirk thing in that movie.
So, all right. So maybe I don't want to butcher this up because I didn't get to research much of it today, but I wanted to bring it to the show. The fact that in the movie, there's a political figure that they call it a political assassination I don't know what he was because I got to watch the movie again, but he gets shot basically in the same area that Charlie was shot. And it happens on September 10th. But the man that gets shot is named Charlie Kirkland, which is insane. And then there's something to do, which I'm going to be terrible because I don't know what to believe about the shooter, right? But the shooter's name is also affiliated with one of the characters in the movie too. And I don't know if it's the boxer. Do you remember what it was?
I don't know. I saw the video once and I was just like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't retain any of that information.
Yeah. I really want to research it more because if it's the guy that wrote this movie, is also the guy from not South Park, Simpsons. That's it. We need to capture this dude because he's talking to somebody. You know what I mean? Is he part of the Rockefellers where they're like, okay, so this is what's going to happen. You're just going to put it out there. And then it'll just be a coincidence and it'll keep him off the track of us over here, you know?
It's really weird when stuff like that happens, especially like the whole Barron Trump, the whole book with that. It's like, what? Well, like, why? Is time cyclical? Are we just going through things over and over again and things just keep happening? I mean, it's weird. It's almost like the Matrix. Like this is like the 7th incarnation of the Matrix and they all kind of end the same way or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, I can't explain it. I mean, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah. I watched an interview with one of the actors from The Matrix, and he said the whole movie is based off of Christianity and Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
makes sense.
I think there's certain things that are also there from a Gnostic perspective with the whole archons and the demiurge and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of different stuff going on in that movie. There's definitely a lot of religious connotations and a lot of weird esoteric connotations in that movie too. So definitely talented writers and they knew their stuff. So.
Did you buy your internet at Walmart?
Probably. I don't know. It's probably throttling. They don't like what we're saying or it just doesn't like it. This never happens. This is the weirdest thing because it does not happen. So,
see? And we're not even live right now. Let me just tell you, this is weird.
What? It's weird. It's weird. It's odd. I don't know why it's happening.
I mean, I think we're hitting on some stuff here. We might be rich after this podcast. I mean,
yeah. You might get a little Men in Black, some new customers at the shop.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. So what I was getting ready to say before we were rudely interrupted by the internet or the universe is it's crazy that we come from a generation of 20-year-olds or like young adults, I guess you should say. And the movies that we were given were movies like The Matrix and Fight Club. And
Fight Club.
I used to get so stoned to watch The Matrix all the time.
Dark City. Did you ever see Dark City?
Dark City, that was another good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark City is great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
And they all had like a similar premise.
Yeah, there's like a, they were just priming us to be conspiracy theorists,
Yeah. The whole world is a psyop. That's basically what the movies are all saying.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, Sean Ryan's making this whole everything's a psyop thing. Is his thing a psyop?
It could be. Who knows?
Is his I mean,
he sprinkle a little bit of lies, a little bit of truth.
It's so good. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, you'd think that like how many people saw like in the Inquirer, when the Inquirer was a magazine that you could actually get in the supermarkets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You see like articles, little green men showed up in somebody's crop field or whatever. Who knows? Maybe some of that stuff was real. But they just stick it there to like.
Of course it was real. Hello, Men in Black, the movie. Literally, they told us right there. They've been talking to us through movies this whole time. I'm telling you. I mean, what's funny is Katie has heard me say this a million times. Idiocracy, the movie. And I will go on and on and on about it. And I'm like, I cannot believe this movie is coming true. This is literally coming true.
It's totally true. The world is a cartoon right now. I mean, we're looking at literally, the plastic surgery. I mean, everything's so at a point where everything's so extreme, It's a cartoon. Everything's a cartoon. Politics is a cartoon. I mean, what isn't a cartoon these days? I mean,
it's sheer entertainment. It really is. I think in the last podcast I said something about talking to my brother's. He's really deep into it. You know what I mean? And he's literally told me I've backed away from a lot of stuff because I have kids and that's what it's really all about, And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But I call him up in excitement about the things that I hear. Excuse me. Not because I've taken the bait and I believe it's all true. I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I mean, everything that's happening right now it's insane. And like I joke with Jolie, I'm like, let's just sit back and eat popcorn because it's just, and you don't have to like live it. You don't have to like be so consumed with it to the point where you're like living every day, you're living in fear, but it's so interesting, It's so the politics, the technology, the weird astronomical, things that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild, man. How could you not watch
How do you feel? Do you know people or meet people that you're like, you bring this stuff up to them and they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I don't associate with those people much. I mean, seriously, I can't. I mean, I can't just have a I don't have many. I don't know if I'm a jerk. I just,
you can't sit at my table. It's what you just
said. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I can't just talk about nonsense, dude. I can't just talk about, what your kid ate today. I don't care. I'm not interested.
I'm dying right now. Yeah, I'm not interested in talking to those kind of people. That's amazing. Like,
I don't watch sports. I'm not like, oh, did you see that freaking pass from number 40? No, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't sport. I'm sorry. I literally went to Chili's. I think it was on Sunday, which I haven't been to Chili's in probably since before COVID, right? And I'm in there and they set us at the bar. Mind you, I don't drink, but I'm not at the bar. I'm like, one of the booths in the bar. And there's people that are coming to this. You heard what I said, right? To come watch sports, and they're meeting their friends at this Chili's, and they all have their shirts on, and I'm just shaking my head like, this is your thing,
Yeah,
like
that's their thing.
Like this guy, and like oh great, like 3 years down the road, this one player gets really hurt. We don't even talk about him anymore because we're on to the next kid that's going to brutalize himself and get concussions, and God knows what's going to happen to him later on in life. Like depression, whatever might happen. Maybe some really tragic things happen, and I'm just like, I can't subscribe to that stuff. My whole life, I just can't. I can't be in. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so they don't get to sit at my table.
The thing is,
either.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not me playing the game. I didn't win the Super Bowl. I'm not getting anything. It's weird for me to like be rooting for this team that's like, I don't know. And I'm not coming down on people that are into it. I mean, they just grew up with it. They like it. It's just like, for me, it's like watching WWF or any other type of gladiatorial sport. I'm just not interested. You know,
I love
maybe I make
WWF, sir. Thank you very much. The drama
yeah,
was real.
not my thing.
Nothing like a bunch of
My
grown
brothers are
men in
into that.
underwears. Are they?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my brothers. I remember my big brother. He made a cardboard belt, like full on, like with tin foil and like cardboard. Oh yeah, he would walk around with that thing. It was great.
I think I might do that now. Are you kidding me? That sounds awesome.
You should. You should wear it when you tattoo. Just
Like
walk around
walking-
your shop with it.
When I walk, come into work every day before, so everyone knows who the boss is. That's what my bells say. The boss, you know.
Just get like a Hulk Hogan type of like a
Yeah,
ripped tee.
I don't. I love meeting people that don't talk about any of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've tried, but it just can't. It's always fake for me to like just sit there. Oh my, is this happening again?
What just happened to the camera there? That was weird. Did you change that?
No.
That's cool. I
What?
mean,
How I'm on the right?
No, I guess it's just on my side. Anyway, maybe I hit something. As long as I'm in frame, that's all that matters. How do my eyelashes look? Just kidding.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So back to Idiocracy. I always bring up Idiocracy because it's like that's the path that we seem to be going on. And I am a croc wearer. I wear Crocs just like in the movie.
I gotta go. Bye.
Yes,
I'm just kidding,
bro. But what about the sports? I wanted to talk more about sports. I think that's what we were talking about. Was
no,
yeah,
we were talking about WWF.
yeah, coming in with the belt.
The belt.
That's
The belt.
the
That's
belt.
where everything went downhill.
The boss belt. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna stop this and start the recording again, so that I went on to chop this stuff out. Actually,
Okay.
it'll be fine. I'm gonna stop. So that's it. I'm the champion of the shop. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna big belt. Come on in. Let everybody know.
And if they don't like what you're doing, just figure for them, body slam them.
Yeah. Duh. I'm gonna put some ropes in there too. Like,
You should
so I can
get
jump
ring
off the top
ropes around
Boom.
your table.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna do. Well, Jeronimo, let's close this up for today, and that way we have more to talk about later. I thank you so much for being the co-host, B, my friend, but maybe
Super fun.
more in proper order is being my friend first, and now the co-host.
Super
Welcome.
fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about the future. And our producer is amazing. She wants to remain unnamed right now, I believe. Is that correct?
You can, shit's fine. You can let her know. Let her know.
You announced her.
Jolie, my wife, Lindholm. Yeah, she's producing. She's gonna start producing the show or helping us out around. You know, some.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep her as long as possible because we have fallen off track a few times.
Yeah,
she's been
the
there
brain.
for us.
She'll be the brain.
Yeah,
she'll be our memory for the show.
That's it. She didn't want to be on camera, and we're the two guys that are just gonna babble on about weird things. But anyway, thank you again. This is Jeronimo and Adam from Anchors and Eagles, and we can't wait for you guys to listen more. And hopefully, you feel interested enough in sharing this podcast, liking, subscribing, and most of all, tuning in every week on Wednesdays now. Thank you, guys.